What is the lowest credit score you've ever seen get approved?
398 is bad.
398?
But hey, we got it done.
Was the interest rate like...
You know, sometimes you just have to buy a car.
Purchased a 2018 Camry with 95,000 miles 1 week after my bankruptcy was discharged, and my interest rate is 24.1%.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, guys, I keep warning people about buying these foreign cars when they're not ready for them. Today's video, guys, is a prime example of just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. I ain't gonna do too much talking. Let's get right to it. Let's go.
My vehicle was a total loss back in April 9th to be exact. I lost my vehicle due to somebody hitting it in the parking lot. I didn't want a vehicle, wasn't in the market for another vehicle, knew that I really couldn't afford another vehicle where I wasn't like, I was actually looking for a second job just this summer to bring in some more income. I'm being open and honest with y'all, because as a single mom, it has been tough with these increases in insurance rates, property taxes. All of that has literally put a dent in my budget. So this was the last thing I needed, and it happened. So desperate times call for desperate measures, and I started looking for another vehicle. And it was getting to the point where I'm a month in and I don't have transportation. I am a single mom. I need a vehicle. I have to work. I need a vehicle. So
why she keep stressing I'm a single mom? I mean, there's a lot of single moms who don't just buy things just because they can buy them. Yeah, think out here, guys. This is a prime example of what I be talking about. Just because you could do something doesn't mean you should do it.
I did the dumbest thing. I purchased a foreign vehicle from an American-made dealership.
Oh,
why?
Wow.
I don't know. I truly cannot tell you, was I thinking about this car? Was this car ever a thought in my mind? Absolutely not. Never even crossed my mind to purchase a vehicle like this. But I had people in my ear. I had people tell me, oh, it's a good car. You should get it.
Yeah, pressure.
And I was tired. I was tired of looking for cars. So I was like, okay, seems like a car. Carfax check out. It's been maintenance. It's been taken care of. Cool. 3 days later, there is oil in my garage.
See, that's the number one thing I always tell people. Do not buy a Mercedes, BMW, Audi, any of those cars. If it's not an Audi dealership or it's not a BMW dealership, do not buy it. Because 9 times out of 10, they did not service that vehicle correctly. I would never, ever buy a Mercedes from a Chevy dealership. Just wouldn't do it. Bad idea.
So I did what I thought was best. I reached out to the salesman. I'm like, hey, this vehicle is leaking oil. He's like, okay, bring it in. We'll take a look at it. Cool. Mind you, extended warranty doesn't kick in until 30 days after purchasing a vehicle. And I believe you have to put at least 1,000 miles on the vehicle.
Wait, what? No, that's not what I thought. I thought you get up to 1,000 miles when you buy a car like that from an off-brand dealership. You usually get like 1,000 miles or 30 days, like a warranty. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Leave it in the comments.
The dealership offered a warranty that I had to pay for, but if you read the fine print, it specifically says that it excludes all foreign vehicles, and it lists each name of the vehicles, and that vehicle that I purchased was on there. So y'all was about to make me pay $1,500, and y'all warranty don't even cover this vehicle at all.
Wow.
So I take the vehicle, they look at it, they say, oh, we cleaned the engine, so it's just residue. Mind you, I'm just a girl. I want to have faith in humanity, so I believe them, and I say, okay. But something in my spirit just don't sit right. So I say, you know what, I'm going to take it to get a full inspection, and if they find that the vehicle is leaking, what are you guys going to do? They say, hey, just bring it back. We'll look at it. I do just that. The inspection comes back. They say there was some codes removed or cleared, but they're not active. But there is one code that says that there was low oil pressure on this vehicle. I say, okay. And they say the vehicle is leaking oil. I have this in writing. I send it over to my salesman, and I'm like, hey, this is what the inspection report came back and said. Bring it in. Service guy says bring it in. They'll take a look at it. They had the vehicle for about 20-30 minutes. They came back and said the vehicle is not leaking oil. Even with the proof of me paying $250 for this inspection, the vehicle's not leaking oil. So now I already know you're not in good faith. I already know that you're not a good dealership, because now you're just blatantly lying to my face.
Of course they're going to say it's not leaking oil. They all want to fix it, especially if it's a foreign car leaking oil. That's a super major repair. You think that dealership want to pay for that? Heck no. And I'm just a girl stuff don't fly, man. We gotta do better, man. We gotta help our females out, man. We gotta show them what to look for. So you need to get my checklist. Its link is in the description.
because this mechanic had no skin in the game. They didn't have any interest in this vehicle, you or me. So it was no point of them just writing this and saying this for no reason. So I'm like, maybe you need to look at this car overnight. Y'all need to keep it a little longer. So give me a loaner car and y'all can keep the car and y'all can look at it. They say, okay, but we won't have any loaner cars until Wednesday or Thursday. I said, okay, I'll be back Wednesday or Thursday. Sunday, the low oil pressure light comes on the vehicle.
Wow.
9 days after purchasing the vehicle. So I know I'm screwed. I know I am, because the vehicle was sold as is, no warranty for the vehicle, and I purchased it from a foreign dealership.
I guarantee it was one of those little buy here, pay here type of dealerships. They the only ones that pull that type of crap. Because even if you buy like a BMW from a Toyota dealership or a Chevy dealership, whatever it is, they always give you some sort of warranty, because it's still their dealership reputation is still on the line. But if you buy from one of those little off-brand dealerships, a foreign car like Motor1.com, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They could care less. Don't do that.
I've had foreign cars. I know better. And I was stupid and I was desperate. And I purchased this vehicle from this dealership for what? I honestly don't know. I really, really don't know, because it just wasn't in my plans. And it's just like, I'm trying to figure out what lesson am I supposed to be learning, because it went from my car being totaled to me having to get another car to me ending up still needing a car. Because when I tell you, if anything is wrong with that engine, it is going to be a complete loss for me, because it won't be worth fixing that engine, because it can cost anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000 to fix that car's engine.
That's crazy. And she's stuck with it. There's no limit law, because it's a used
So
vehicle.
if you think you're having a bad day, or you may feel like life is hard, and you may feel like, this is where when people say, oh, somebody got it worse. People were telling me that when my vehicle was totaled. Oh, somebody got it worse. Oh, at least you can go get another car. And it didn't feel good. And it didn't feel good because, look, I am still without a car.
See, she fell for the pressure. She probably had people in her ear telling her, go ahead and get to that Mercedes. You deserve it, girl. You know, you just a girl, all that craziness. Now she's stuck with this car with engine and transmission issues. If you want to buy a used BMW or a Mercedes or something like that, go to a Mercedes dealership. They have plenty of used cars, probably off lease, or, you know, people just trading them in that be getting them serviced at that dealership. Don't go to one of these little off-brand lots and buy a daggone BMW. Don't do it. Now, this next clip, guys, is something that I stress on this channel all the time about making sure your deal is complete when you leave the dealership. Now, there is a process when it comes down to the deal actually being funded. There is a grace period. So it's not going to be 100% done when you leave, but at least you're supposed to have all the paperwork signed and at least have an understanding of what you just signed up for. But there is times when things happen. Things happen like you total the car before the deal get funded.
In the office and finding out that a car we sold to a customer was totaled within literally 2 days of them leaving, and the deal has not been funded yet. So, yeah.
So in a situation like that, guys, who do you think is responsible for this vehicle? Me, I would think the dealership, because they allow the customer to leave with the car. And this is something that all dealerships do. It's not something that they are scamming. It's not a scam. That's just how it works. Because a lot of times the bank is closed if you're there late, or sometimes it just takes time. It's a transaction that has to go through, and sometimes it takes a couple of days. That's why they want to make sure you have insurance before you actually leave the dealership, because sometimes they know it's going to take a couple of days for that deal to be funded. Certain dealerships like Toyota and I know Lexus and Mercedes, some of those dealerships, the deal is funded within like 24 hours to 48 hours. Like, it usually don't take that long, but sometimes it takes almost a week for a deal to be funded.
So there's a difference between a spot delivery and a conditional delivery. Spot delivery is basically letting someone take a car and you have pre-agreed to terms and conditions without pulling credit, without doing anything. We 1000% do not do that. That is like 80s type stuff right there.
Now, there are some dealerships who still practice that type of method. That's really a scam right there, what she's talking about. Don't ever let a dealership do that to you, because 9 times out of 10, that car is not yours and it's not funded.
But what we do, and every freaking dealership does, is what's called a conditional delivery. A conditional delivery is we've pulled your credit. There is a bank out there that says, hey, we will finance them. We tell you what the terms and conditions are. You agree to those, and then you sign a contract. And guess what? You take delivery of your freaking car. Because if we told you couldn't take delivery after you signed up, everybody would be like, I'm going somewhere else because every other dealership does this. And this is the first time this has happened in like at least the last freaking 11 years I've been doing this. So yeah, those are the two differences. It is still shocking to me how many people don't understand that like this happens every single day where customers come in, they get financing through us, they leave in their car. It takes 24 to 48 hours, sometimes longer, depending on the complexity of the loan to get it funded. And they drive off in their car, and it happens every single day. So I hope that helps with how this whole process works.
And see, that's what they're dealing with now. The person that wrecked their car and totaled it, the deal wasn't complete. It wasn't funded. So who do y'all think is responsible for that car now? They have insurance from what I understand. And I want y'all to go follow her. Brooke, she's the GM of that dealership. I'm going to leave the link to her page in the description. I think it's cool that she's being transparent about how that stuff works, because a lot of GMs will try to cover this up. But who do y'all think is responsible? The situation is basically they bought the car, a couple of days later, they got totaled, the deal's not funded, they have full coverage. So I would think that the insurance company will have to pay the dealership because they're still the lien holder. They're actually still the lien holder if the deal wasn't 100% funded. Who's responsible? Now, I just thought that this was a good video. It's something different. I know it's not super exciting, but I just try to make videos where people, and include myself, we can learn something. Because these are things that people need to know when you're going out here spending all this money on these new cars. You have to understand that that car is really not yours 100% until that deal is funded. And that usually takes a couple of days. So leave your comments, guys. What do y'all think? I want to know what y'all think about who's responsible for that car, who should be the one to pay for it. Of course, the dealership will probably want to try to sell that person another car. I know I would. They need another car. The car was totaled. So leave it in the comments, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.